Drew.
Ryan said he knows how to start the episode, which means I'm having a fucking panic attack.
Why must you bring up my thing?
Because I still don't know what it is. You still get to ruin my life. Nothing about this is taken away from you.
Explain, Drew. Did you pee yourself?
No.
Then define the liquid underneath your chair.
I showed you that it's Coke, and you agreed with me.
I don't think it's Coke, though.
It's brown!
Is
it's
it?
sickly dark brown, like a syrupy beverage.
Oh.
If anyone you know urines like that, they need to go to the ICU. Now, I might have to go because of my blood pressure, but that's a little bit different.
Drew is jittering. He's shaking like he's having a seizure.
My body is a 7.1 on the Richter scale. With that, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's good. What do you think of this bird?
It's the worst thing in the Mario canon. That's not a joke I set up, by the way. That's my actual answer.
What do you not like about the
I
bird?
loathe it. It's putrid.
But that's the point.
It's vile and fuck.
What?
Why are these vegetables just rock candy?
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine eating a stew. Imagine your dad said, I'm making a stew for the family cookout, and it's jawbreakers in milk. Like,
jawbreakers in milk. That sounds terrible, but I feel like kids would still eat
it's
that.
a less comprehensible milk steak. Rattle that around your fucking toy pop stroller brain. What do you call those things that like, the stroller that like they pop? Okay, courage.
The popcorn stroller.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah. I don't know what they're actually called. You're a fucking idiot, but I love you.
What? You don't know what it's called either. Why do you get to make fun of me?
Saying because
Why
of
do you
that.
take every opportunity to make fun of me?
I don't. Drew,
Yes.
you just said
Yeah.
you don't know what it's called either.
Yes, but you don't either. That means we're on a level playing field. You brick-brained fool.
Listen, I wasn't making fun of you for that.
Oh, just everything else.
No, because
Every episode's the same. Every day that we're here, it's the same. And now it's live on stream.
it's not a stream.
Fuck yourself. There's nothing to be gained from our relationship. It's all pointless. It's all down the drain. Pennywise come save me! Ooh, I want to join the circus! You know, the weather's been pretty humid lately.
It sucks.
It's sus?
It sucks.
When the weather is sus!
So this is what happens when you turn your brain off?
No, this happens when I turn it on. Viewer beware.
Viewer beware. Oh, jeez. I skipped the platforming you though.
This game is sus. This is an imposter of a Mario game.
Wow. An
Why? You
imposter
jump
of a
in its
Mario
colors
game.
and there's Bowser. It's fun. It's good. It's Mario. It's not fucking Mario.
What would you consider to be like the actual like quintessential Mario game? Since you want to talk so much shit on this one, name some goods about like what a good Mario game brings to the table.
Just anything that's about platforming. I think you could argue it's a couple of things. I know it's probably annoying that a lot of my answers to questions aren't very specific, but I think there's just a lot of different ways you can look at it. I think any Mario game that has a focus on platforming gets more challenging to the end. I think that's what Mario is. So with that said, I'd probably name some 2D games over the sandbox titles, but I'd say even 64 and Sunshine you could say are quote-unquote quintessential. A bit of a weird term to label it, but I could say you could argue those. Or New Super U is really good, or Mario World, or 3, or...
I've only ever played New Super Mario... I said New Super Mario Bros. The first one on DS. I've only ever played that one.
That was good. I mean, they're all good. They're fine. They are very samey. So playing even 2 within a 5-year span is like, ugh.
Yeah, that's why I never got like the reason people like those so much.
Those games are kind of controversial. Again, it's not really that they're bad, but they are boring. So like if you're just looking for a platform.
Oh.
Like yeah, I'd say like those games are still good.
I still would like to.
I'd say it's like the opposite problem of Odyssey, where like they're definitely Mario games, but they're very boring. Odyssey's a very creative game, but I feel like there's not much that's done with a lot of the ideas they come up with. With that said, I'd probably play a lot of other platformers, because something I've been realizing in later years, this is so different from 5 minutes ago when I wanted Pennywise to come take me to the circus. Pennywise, yeah.
Yeah.
At least until me calm down.
It's fine. No, I want you to calm down a little bit, just because I don't want your hatred for this game to overflow everything else.
No, that's my hatred for you, and that's never going away. With that said,
True.
Dude, but what?
Good point.
No, go back to your fucking room.
We're in my room.
Then what a mistake we've made somewhere along the way. Now, I think most platformers are more interesting than Mario, usually based on the character's moveset.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, like...
Okay, just to clarify, are you talking like 3D platformers or just platformers?
In general. I tend to prefer 2D, but 3D platformers are good too. I think there's just a lot more 2D platformers to choose from, so it's easier to find really good ones. 3D is kind of fallen out and kind of coming back now, but there's still, you know, a lot of the projects that are like decently long or creative or have like a decent budget, they're still kind of few and far between.
Yeah.
A Hat in Time is like the exception, not the rule. But 2D platformers, you can trip on the concrete and find 5 on the eShop. Like I just played through The Messenger, and I think that game's great. It's not necessarily anything very complex, even besides its twist. I tend to find Mario's moveset boring because it tends to just be different ways of jumping.
Yeah.
Like in every
even
game,
when they add stuff to him, it's like not enough.
Yeah, like it's just jumping. It's like side jump, long jump. You have a ground.
I will
pound,
say it helps to move. Like that's what I like about 64 and Sunshine so much is that like jumping, just moving in those games feels good.
Right, but I really like games that kind of put together enemies to beat in with some challenging level design. And I'm not saying that Mario never does that, but I think like a lot of the games I've played recently, like The Messenger or Shovel Knight, stuff like that, Hollow Knight, I think they're just inherently more interesting. I think there's more interesting stuff to do with combat moves than moves that add to your mobility. Ideally,
yeah,
a game has both. Or moves have more than one purpose.
I will say that the one thing that has always upset me about, especially bosses in Mario, is that they all seem to center around, like, jumping.
The bosses in Mario feel so superfluous. Like, so many of them don't need to be there, because they're not... Whatever they're testing you on, the level you played before that did a better job.
Yeah. It's very much, like... This is where I feel like the Flood kind of helps with, like, combat, at least in, like, its original form, because you can shoot forward.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even, like, revolutionary in any way, shape, or form. And there's definitely, like, if you wanted to do, like, a Mario has a gun function, you could even do, like a water pistol type thing.
Yeah.
Like, functionality with it. But I think that it was enough for me to like that game so much. I've played Mario 64, and I can definitely say that, like, for the time, I was thinking, man, this is a really good idea of them trying something.
Yeah. I think some aspects of FUD could have been handled better, but it's still really nice. It's especially creative.
Yeah, I could say the same with the Galaxy. Like the twist mechanic is a nice like attack.
Yeah, it's a lot more basic, but it's a nice little thing.
No, yeah, that's the thing is that it touches up on it.
Yeah, it doesn't even completely change the way you think about platforming, but it's a nice little like correction mechanic.
Yeah.
It adds some thought to like, should I use it here in like this jump and try and reach that platform that I wouldn't be able to make otherwise.
It's interesting. I don't often think about those levels like that. Like, what's the best way to put it? Like, Mario 64, it definitely feels like, to me, the boards are so small and everything's so simple because it's like, it was the first 3D venture for Mario, and it was like, okay, what do we do here? What can we do here? And have you seen those articles where it was like Mario was supposed to have like 15, or no, not even 15 worlds, I think it was like 25 worlds or something.
I can believe it.
In 64.
There's about like 15 major worlds, I think, in 64.
No, yeah, there's 15. Minus the, 15.
Yeah, minus the like little, like the wing cap or the slide.
Well, those don't count as worlds.
What was that like embryo that just ran off screen? I guess rabbits are like the embryos of the
universe.
We almost made it to the end with a normal conversation. Granted, it was a little on the boring side, but alternatively, I could have not brought up embryos. And what I meant was homunculus, which is worse.
Okay, define what that is to me. I've heard that word and it sounds...
Oh, no!
I'm sorry.
I have to ruin your life. Okay.
I've heard that word a lot.
A homunculus.
Alright, this is already a good sign.
A homunculus. If I'm correct on this, it's been a while since I've properly researched the term.
Since you've homunculized.
Don't ever say that.
Well, then tell me what it is so I know what to properly use it for.
Well, the whole point is you don't need to use it. A homunculus is a man-made... I'm not sure if it's just kind of its own thing or if it's like a human clone.
Human clone.
But it's something made through... Like, you make it in a fucking, like, test tube. I don't know, like, where this came from. It might be, like, an alchemical thing?
Huh. Yeah, it sounds like it could be.
It's a very, like, old, weird idea. But, oh, it's I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it.
Can I tell you what my first thought of when I heard homunculus?
I'm scared.
I thought of like hawking up a loogie.
That's a little more pleasant than a homunculus.
Because it's just, I don't know, it's just the way the word sounds that reminds me of it.
I laughed at my friend in the 6th grade when the teacher was assigning us famous scientists and researchers through history to do like a presentation on. And she gave my friend Henry Fleming, I think. And I said, haha, Flem! And then she gave me Sigmund Freud. And my life was never the same.
That's not fun.
And she said I did the best presentation in the fucking class. And I saw her like 2 years later, and she still had my like trifold board. Because it was so good that she used it to like demonstrate to other kids, like, this is how you make a good trifold presentation. And I said, yeah, well, you know, you still introduced me to Sigmund Freud, so it kind of balances out. And she's like, yeah, but you're doing well, right? And I'm like...
You jittered. You're like, sure.
Sigmund Freud.
Oh, Sigmund Freud, how I don't care for thee.
He revolutionized, unironically revolutionized the study and field of research of psychology by justifying his crush on his mom.
Yup.
And basically what happened is like everyone was like, this is very like innovative that you're thinking of studying the human mind and helping people in this whole new way. But you're wrong, stupid, and that's where modern psychology comes from. So now,
So now modern psychology is
good, I guess, like not batshit.
Oh, I forgot there's this.
Man, that man was cool. He came up with penis envy, by the way. Did you know about this?
Yes.
Where girls are constantly angry, not because like men mistreat them or anything, but because they wish they had dicks. Obviously, of course,
that's the
of
solution.
course, it's not 6,000 years of misogyny that still goes on to this day. They want floppy flesh worm betwixt their legs. Of course, Sigmund. Of course. This man has published like 6 books.
Listen, I know I've called you a fucking loser, but that man's a fucking homunculus.
He is! He really is!
That man is just not right.
Man!
The name of this episode is Homunculus.
It's...
Homunculus Freud.
It's no... Yeah.
What the fuck? I don't know why, when you said that, the penis envy thing, I thought of that one scene in one of the new Jumanji movies. Have you?
Okay.
Okay, but counter argument. I had to watch Jumanji.
I saw the first one. Okay, now I need to clarify because it's the whole like fucking Xbox One shit. With bad naming. I saw the first Jumanji with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his cohorts.
Oh, so you saw that one?
Sweating in the forest, yes.
Wait, hold on. Next time.
Homunculus.